5 days a year.
So many storylines throughout the course of the summer. Who's playing where and with whom?
Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
And that's what Simmons does. His vision and accuracy make him a premier presence on the floor.
Now Smart. He's coming off a 16-point game against Boston.
Well, you also have to credit the way he controlled the pace of the game and was able to create for his teammates.
The shot by Curry, no good.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Now here's Simmons. Back to Thompson. From about 16. That shot, no good. And Indiana will come the other way. Last time they met was in Indiana.
And the last time they were able to come away with that win because of their depth. Great production from the reserve.
I think sometimes the bench can make or break you in a particular game. And that was a total team effort, no question.
And how about the slashing ability of Simmons, really creating havoc for the defense with his aggressive mentality.
Here's Curry. That shot off the mark. Simmons with the defensive effort. Down low. Here's Bagley. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
80% from the field to start, playing with a ton of confidence.
Covington against Leonard. Bagley with the block.
And a skilled shot blocker to boot. Love how Bagley uses that height and reach to stifle shooting.
For three, Covington. The Pacers pull it in.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Covington with the steal. To the inside. Fades and shoots. No good from Simmons.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Outside, Smart. Turner against Bagley. Now here's Turner. Tight defense on him. Just 5 to shoot. Curry with it. Now guarded by Towns. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Turner.
You can see Turner evolving as a passer. He wants to set his teammates up. That's a pretty look.
Simmons finds Towns. Bagley trying to free himself up. If it counts.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Now here's Smart. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Leonard looking around. Simmons against Curry. Simmons with the defensive effort.
A contested mid-range shot can't be what they were looking for there.
Well, especially with that defensive player in the area. You know he's going to find a way to get into the shooter and make him uncomfortable.
Now here's Towns. After the miss from Stephen Curry. Count that one. That's now 8 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this game.
Curry kicks to Leonard. Shoots over Covington. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Towns has got his 4th rebound in this one. Covington passes to Towns. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Here's Thompson again, Sacramento.
Impressive awareness from Karl Anthony Towns. Dependable at finding teammates with a terrific look there.
So timeout called here in the first for Indiana.
Boy, when you think about the skill that Karl Anthony Towns has, and you realize he's just getting started in the league, his future is truly off the charts. By the midpoint of his career, we could be talking about him as one of the most skilled big men to ever play the game.
And now, it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. Number 1, the Kings.
do they love to run. I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after mates.
Pass to Curry. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And with the offensive tool set of Karl Anthony Towns, Doris, he could see MVP consideration in the future.
Well, what we know about Karl Anthony Towns certainly is that each and every night he has a major impact for his team. And consider, he's still growing as a player and ironing out some areas. But this guy is going to be a star for a long time, no doubt.
And so far, having trouble converting on the inside.
Here's Bagley. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Curry dishes to Smart. Back to Curry. They can use a bucket. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Curry's got 7.
I'll tell you, it is a thing of beauty watching Steph Curry shoot jumpers in unbelievable feel and touch.
And Simmons kicks to Thompson. LaFree buries the long-range jumper. He has 5.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high of field goal percentage.
Outside, Smart. To Adebayo. Smart deciding where to go with it. Over Thompson. Trying to get open is Adebayo. Smart misses.
That's an example of great defense. His teammates love that about him. Always why the shooters struggle against this guy.
And finish off by Bagley.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
And he's good on the 3-ball. 10 points for Steph Curry.
Well, individually, he is doing everything he can in this 12-minute session, but he's just not getting enough help.
There's the pass to Thompson. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 5 assists in the game.
Klay Thompson is not about to let a 3 go unanswered. Big-time shot.
Now here's Turner. He's coming off a 16-point game against Boston.
Yeah, a terrific defensive effort along with that. 4 blocks in the game. Huge lift defensively for them.
Thompson against Smart. Got a piece of it. Towns with the steal. Here's Thompson. And Thompson pulls it down.
Wow, the long reach of Cat. When he grabs for the ball, it's over.
And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Indiana Pacers. They trail by 14. Adebayo passes to Smart. Hooked away. Hunter kicks to Curry. Fires for 3. The shot misses. And the Kings going the other way now. To the paint. Here's Bagley. Goes back up. He lays it in. Bagley's got 6 points.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Curry outside. It's hauled in by the Kings.
Well, you have to like their work on the board together, particularly here to start the game. And when he gets ahead of steam, you almost feel sorry for defenders. Ben Simmons, a combination of size, speed, and ball handling that can at times be unstoppable.
And the first one does. And with his passing and driving ability, Greg, Simmons is like combining a power running back in football with a pinpoint passing quarterback. Not much he can't do.
Kevin, a football metaphor is appropriate. Simmons grew up playing Australian rules football, and the physicality and quick thinking of that sport really reflected in his style of play.
Good on both.
the first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, Simmons has been a phenomenal addition to our league.
Now here's Curry. 10 points for him. Pass to Carmelo. To halt the run. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Second chance opportunities. Williamson explosive into the air with the touch and concentration to finish.
Here's Simmons. Yep, that one goes in there. He has 6.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Doris, you and I enjoy discussing pure sport, great shoes, but guys that can score a myriad of ways. Give us a couple of names that we don't always hear about that really impress you.
Well, one young man who I think has got an offensive game that is really continuing to grow and is quite beautiful already is Zach LaVine. But probably the best example, Kev, would have to be the multi-time winner of the Six-Man Award, and that's Sweet Lou Williams. This guy can score against any defense. He's great in pick and roll. He has become a better playmaker, but Lou Williams is a problem to guard.
As people will say, he is a professional scorer.
That's perfect, yes.
Coming off an excellent season. 5th in assists, and of course, he's got a nose for the ball. He ranked in the top 10 in steals last season.
And as you said, dishing out dimes at a top 5 pace, he was in total command of the offense last season. Look for more good things to come. Now here's Curry. 10 points for him. From the arc. Sabonis banked in off the glass.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Simmons inside. Covered by Anthony. Got a hand on it.
And if Williamson's in the area, you better be careful. And when you aren't, he's going to stifle you on the offense bench. And something that struggled Indiana the last 3 years, rebounding.
I think, Greg, it's probably manifested at both ends of the floor, right? Some of it's about roster construction, some of it's about style of play, some of it's about philosophy. But their inability to control the glass has at times had an impact on them.
First one falls for him. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Pacers trail by 17. Kicks it to Curry. Shoots over Cousins, and the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Well, I'm telling you, this guy is doing everything he can to get them where they want to be. He's been on a mission in this period.
Here's Murray. 17 points for him last game against New Orleans.
And it was a big game for him at the defensive end as well. He never stopped pressuring the basketball, coming up with one steal after another.
Clock is at 3. Holiday with the 3. Carries it from 3-point range.
Defensively, giving up far too many open, dribble looks.
To the middle. Here's Anthony. And the call on the shot sends him in the line. That's on Ben Simmons.
Boy, once he gets the ball in that close, you've already lost. Anthony will find a way to hurt you.
The first one falls. Free throws good from Anthony.
You know, Carmelo Anthony, problematic for the defense. He spends so much time at the line, keeps you on a string.
Here's Murray. Sabonis grabs the board.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
But boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Ben Simmons. In Indiana with the change here, too. Smith checked in for Curry. Free throw good. Sabonis.
And you know, you see it every day, but it still doesn't make it any less impressive. The amount of skill that Steph Curry has on the floor, the passing, the agility.
Pacers trail by 13. And here's Bledsoe. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Sabonis trying to get open. No good from Bledsoe. You could argue Curry is one of the most skilled players of all time.
The shooting of him puts him in the conversation, and very few can match up to just that. Guys like LeBron and Wilt dominate with their size and athleticism. Curry is an all-time great because of his once-in-a-lifetime skill. And this is what we came to see, right? Go ahead, Zion. Do your thing on the alley-oop.
Murray the pass to Holiday. Now Green. A fadeaway. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Pacers trail by 11. The three from Anthony. Rebound by Murray. And Murray's got the ball here for the King. Outside Holiday. And so it's the Sacramento Kings holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. One of the most demonstrative players in the game, Draymond.
That's all defense is. It is effort.
He should know, a former defensive player of the year.
You know, he just takes pride in being their anchor defensively. And if he's not seeing that effort, he's going to let you know about it.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen the Kings really take control here.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
They've got DeJounte Murray. Draymond Green is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Holiday, and it's Thompson in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
And just a terror in transition. Zion's understanding for how to exploit these situations is one of his greatest strengths.
Murray kicks to Thompson. Passes to Holiday. Outside, Green. Sacramento needs to get off a shot. The shot by Holiday, no good. Pacers trail by 9. Smith dishes to Williamson. Pass to Anthony. Sacramento's gone 3-7 tonight from 3-point territory. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, after years and years of rebuilding, the Kings are finally a team on the rise. Draymond Green said they've got a lot of young talent that will never quit. Probably the fastest team in the history of the NBA. Green said after he plays them, I leave the game exhausted. I go home, I'm dead. Kevin, we know that Green is pretty accustomed to going all out.
David, he sure is. He's got a lot of engine in him. Thank you so much. Sabonis, the pass to Williamson. Smith finds Anthony. Second chance shot. That one misses. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And into the fourth of this 5-game homestand. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Bledsoe. Good D by Holiday. Kings leading now by 11. Green with the ball. Sabonis defending. Murray outside. Holiday against Bledsoe. Now here's Holiday. Guarded close. Great overlook there. And that's 12 points for Klay Thompson.
You simply cannot relax when you're playing Klay Thompson. The catch and shoot, the release too quick.
Smith for three. And once again, off the mark by Indiana. Kings have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Here's Thompson, and against the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
And some changes here for the Kings. Marvin Bagley's checked in for Cousins. Karl Anthony Towns comes in for Green. And Robert Covington subbed in for Murray. A lot of switching on every possession in the NBA from a defensive standpoint. And you see the way Norris offenses are adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think number one, you have to attack the switch. That's first and foremost. And it's an interesting balance between attacking and being patient. Because the one thing you're ultimately seeking in every switch is a favorable matchup for yourself. That's where a critical, thinking guard who knows where to find and put the ball is so critical to your success.
That's a good way to look at it.
What I love about Marcus Smart is every single trip up the floor, this guy is going to be in your grill, and it cannot be a pleasant experience to have this man guarding you.
Holiday, the pass to Bagley. Dishes it to Covington. Kings moving the ball around. For three. The offensive rebound. It's deflected. The pass to Thompson. Hit again. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And then defensive pressure on Smart will wear you down, Doris, over the course of a game.
And Kevin, it takes its toll because his combination of athleticism, strength, and motor makes him an absolute monster on the defensive end.
Leonard the pass to Adebayo.
Sacramento foul. Robert Covington. That's his first personal foul.
And Bam Adebayo just plays with so much energy when he's on the floor.
Boy, he is ferocious on both ends of the floor. Great energy player who can finish in the paint with the best of them. Very quick on his feet and can cover a lot of ground for a player his size.
Shooting two. The first free throw is good. He's off on the second. And Towns, a player who took a little bit of time adjusting from the college game at Kentucky to the NBA game, especially Doris on the defensive end.
I do think you have to appreciate over the last several seasons Karl Anthony Towns' commitment to becoming a better defender. Listen, he has the length to not only block shots, but to alter shots, and you just want him to have consistent effort on that end.
Robertson, the pass to Smart. Now Leonard. A shot, no good. Good D by Covington. Pass to Thompson. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. They get it back. Kings leading now by 12 on the wing. Thompson. Back to Holiday. Can they get it? It's tipped.
Boy, with his shot not falling right now, it might be time to look in a different direction. See if you can get your teammates started.
Smart kicks to Leonard. Good, and Smart gets the assist.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
Outside, Covington. Bagley the pass to Towns. Gets it out to Covington. Taps in the train. Covington's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the three. It's really that simple, guys.
Here's Leonard. Good D by Covington.
And you know, you can't impact the shot that close any better than he did on that trip.
Boy, whether he blocks it or simply alters it, the result is pretty much the same.
Back to Holiday. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up. Here's Bagley. It's sent back by Turner.
Oh, Kevin, how about the reach of Miles Turner? He covers so much ground on these blocks.
Smart dishes to Leonard. Over Holiday. Another miss by Leonard.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
Holiday, the pass to Bagley. He dishes it to Covington. Leonard with the steal. And Smart with a clear path to the hoop. Lays it in off the breakaway. Smart's got his second basket of the night.
Always amongst the league leader in steals, Kawhi Leonard knows how to start a fast break.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first.
Boy, you think back to the quadriceps injury that derailed almost all of the 2018 season for Kawhi Leonard. I'll tell you, he is back to peak form and reminding us that he is elite on both offensive and defensive end.
Simmons checked in for Sacramento. Stephen Curry's checked in for Indiana. Not loose. It's stolen by Adebayo. And here's Curry, who brings it up for Indiana. 11-point game. And you talk about the best two-way player in the NBA. I think a lot of people, Doris, would put Kawhi Leonard at the top of that list.
Let's remember, Kawhi's a former defensive player of the year, averaging over 25 points a game for a season. He doesn't necessarily wow you with his eye-popping athleticism, but the reality is this: Kawhi Leonard is a multi-time champion.
Ben Simmons gets the bucket.
I admire Simmons' ability inside. That's where he's an elite finisher.
Curry with the bounce pass. Here's Turner. Doesn't go for it. Towns with the defensive effort. Thompson finds Towns. Here's Bagley. Doesn't go that time. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. With the floater. They get it again. Goes up again. Out that one. And the Kings lead has been cut down to 9 in the bucket from Smart.
Well, after a less than stellar start in the first quarter, you like to see that shot go down.
Simmons passes to Towns. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. So it's such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more, nor works harder. tipped away. Now here's Thompson. 17 points in the game. Outside, Simmons. Thompson against Smart. Thompson passes to Towns. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Turner. And it's Towns missing. Pacers trail by 13. Here's Leonard. Rebounded by Covington.
And not a night he's going to want to remember. Just not really able to score the basketball.
Here's the teardrop. Here's Allen. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
Nice job drawing the contact on that move. Jared Allen, very difficult to contain because of his length.
And a great job from the line this quarter. They've gotten their percentage way up there.
And some changes here for the Kings. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Towns. And Murray subbed in for Robert Covington. The Pacers also changing it up. Williamson is checked in for Turner. Anthony comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Smith subbed in for Marcus Smart. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
Well, think about Mr. Jared Allen. He was not the first family member to get picked in the NBA draft. Let's remember, his dad taken by Dallas in the famous 1985 draft. His dad, however, would go on to have a playing career in Europe.
Here's Murray. No good that time. And Indiana will come the other way. From 12 feet out, Curry gets the bucket. Curry's got 14 points for the game.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
And Cousins throws it down.
This is what keeps Cousins' percentages up. The gimmies, my goodness.
Curry kicks to Williamson. Simmons against Anthony. Passes it to Williamson. Here's Smith. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Murray. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Murray's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Boy, that is absolutely gorgeous by DeMarcus Cousins. Run the offense through your big man, and he will find the open man.
Outside Anthony. Back to Markkanen. Anthony taking his time here. Lets it go. And he hits the jump shot. For the Pacers, they come in off the loss to Boston. 1 second.
That is authority right there.
Curry against Murray. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. Indiana shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical.
Well, we know Steph Curry is a lethal shooter. I think the underplayed value that he has is his finishing ability at the rim. He can get into the mid-range. I mean, you've got to guard this guy from every space on the floor. As soon as he steps across, they have problems.
And so it's Sacramento. Their lead at 15 going into the break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Karl Anthony Towns. An impressive first half. Nice start for you guys. How did that happen?
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the 3rd quarter of basketball following
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello there, everybody. Klay Thompson brought his A game early tonight. He ended up with 17 points, 2 of them. And
well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. You think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Klay Thompson has been sensational.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Pacers trail by 15, and on the floor for Nate McMillan starting the second half. They've got Smart, and Adebayo who's out there with Turner. Then there's Stephen Curry, and it's Leonard in its small forward.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you expect them to be early in the driver's seat. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior. Well, some ups and downs for Marvin Bagley in that rookie campaign with the Kings, but you can see the flashes of potential and a tremendous work ethic when he was out on that floor.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, there's not a lot of NBA players who come from Finland. Now there's Lauri Markkanen. Before him, there was Hanno Matala, who was actually Lauri's high school coach. Markkanen is soft-spoken and family-focused, but he says everything starts from basketball. All the decisions I make are based on if it helps me in the basketball court. Kevin?
Terrific attitude. David, thanks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Smart.
You have to admire the activity of Klay Thompson on the defensive end. It seems like he makes it his mission to make life difficult for whoever he's checking.
Curry against Simmons. Outside, Covington. A three-pointer off the mark. And the Bagley, the mobility he showed for his size is really what impresses you.
And that blend of size and speed is why many feel like he could play across the entire front line. Wasn't in the Rookie of the Year race, but in the years, he could be right there with the best of the best from that 2018 class. Some power coming from the PG.
That's right, GA. Seeing more and more of that these days. Backcourt guys who can elevate.
We know versatility is huge in this game. Just a tremendous job finishing that play. Wow.
Curry can't get it together.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it. And while we've got this moment here now, let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. Number 1, the Kings, and 3rd, the Pacers.
And these are two teams that excel at punishing opponents for their mistakes. I mean, they certainly did that last season.
Turner finds Smart. Curry, wide open, good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got his 3rd assist on the night.
When a player is in his range, as soon as he steps across the half-court line, that's almost impossible to check. Welcome, Mr. Curry, to the free party.
Inside, and Towns throws it down.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
And he lobs it up toward the rim, and it's out of bounds. Nice touch by Curry. And now look at the upcoming schedule for Sacramento. On Sunday, they'll host the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks. Sacramento leading by 18. Simmons looking it over. Outside, Covington. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Covington's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Curry against Simmons. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by the Kings. Towns has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. And it's sent back by Turner. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. And the Kings making a change here. Holiday's checked in. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Takes it out to Covington. A floater. Here's Bagley. Shot clock at 4. Towns. 4 on the clock. And he makes that one. Towns has got 4 points in the quarter.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Smart up top, guarded by Holiday. Smart with the ball. He's got 7. Out to Turner to end the run. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got his 4th assist in this one.
And back in his day, as coach of the Blazers, players called Nate McMillan Sarge for his style. Very tough and demanding.
Greg, to me is Nate McMillan has adapted. He has given more leeway for his players and his assistant coaches. He's willing to take players aside and bring a more personal approach. And I think in today's NBA, that's critical.
Simmons against Curry. Rebound by the Kings.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
It's good. 16 points for Ben Simmons.
Might be the most difficult shot in basketball, the hook shot.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the Pacers call time here.
And no doubt coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Draymond Green, he's checked in for Marvin Bagley. The Pacers also with a sub. Eric Bledsoe's checked in for Marcus Smart. Here's Turner. Great touch on the 16-footer. Turner's got 4 this quarter.
Okay, Miles Turner going to the mid-range. Money in the bank for that guy.
Here's Green, and Green slams it in.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine, Kev.
Bledsoe passes to Curry. From outside, off the mark.
They have been more dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this defense.
Slams it in.
Boy, you'd love to see the lift Draymond Green get some of these dunks. Once he's established, forget about it.
Pass to Bledsoe. Turner trying to free himself up. Excellent D there from Holiday. Sacramento's gone 1 or 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Count it. Simmons got 18 points in the game.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And so it's Bledsoe with it, bringing it up for the Pacers. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And Adebayo throws it down.
Eric Bledsoe's court vision is probably underrated. What a pretty pass.
Feeds to Towns. And the cut by Towns.
The one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even in a power finish. Leonard with no one around. Good, and Curry gets the assist. And it's 7 points for Leonard.
Well, incredible improvement in Kawhi Leonard's jumper since he came into the league. Give credit to the time spent in San Antonio.
Outside Holiday. From the line. Green in the post. He's against Turner. Good work defensively by Turner. And here's Leonard from 3. It's hauled in by the Kings.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
It's stolen by Adebayo. Leonard against Simmons. Now Leonard. He's got 7. And it's good. 2 points. Leonard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
How about the focus and locked-in nature of Kawhi Leonard? My goodness.
Timeout called by the Kings.
Ladies and gentlemen, men's team.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Sacramento. Murray comes in for Drew Holiday. And Indiana with the change here, too. Williamson's checked in. To the inside. And Simmons slams it in.
Simmons carried up the net. He is definitely a rising star.
Curry looking it over. Outside Leonard. The shot, no good. And Sacramento will go the other way with it.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. Where is precedent between these two teams in that area? Just no resistance on the inside. That's their fifth consecutive make in the paint.
Curry kicks to Leonard. Baseline try. Here's Turner. And another shot. He takes it up and lays it in. Turner's got 6.
Boy, it seems like every shot he puts up, it's going in. This guy is hot, hot.
And there are a lot of reasons why Cousins is such a dominant force on the floor. You rarely see his combination of size and skill to it.
No question. This is a big man who has got incredible vision, great passing touch, great shooting touch. You think about it. This is a man who is impossible to move off his path because of his strength. So the combination of those two things is truly extraordinary.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
Bledsoe passes to Curry. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Green's got his 4th rebound in this one. To the middle. Knocked away. That one falls. He has 6.
And this here, to me, speaks to the focus that Draymond Green has. The defense is right there, and he makes the play anyway.
Here is Bledsoe. No points in the game yet for him. With Samoa, and Curry puts it in.
Well, we know Steph Curry has a ton of fun on the court because he can score from virtually anywhere. But that floater is a must-have tool in the toolbox.
Right side Simmons. The pass to Cousins. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Leonard. And there's DeMarcus Cousins on the assist from Simmons. Simmons got 9 assists now tonight. Murray against Curry. Nailed from three-point land. Curry's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for Indiana. Murray with the bounce pass. Here's Cousins. And then Cousins.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
Here's Leonard. And Simmons with the rebound.
Crushing that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Murray right side. Pass to Cousins. And they double up Cousins. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Indiana.
How about the power that Boogie Cousins brings to the table? Tough matchup for any defender.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Shoot 2.
That free throw, no good.
Well, you think back to DeMarcus Cousins' career, because of his skill set on the low block, he has spent a lot of time at the foul line.
Sacramento making some changes. Jared Allen comes in for Green, and it's Thompson in for Robert Covington. Indiana also making some changes. Markkanen, he's checked in for Miles Turner. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Leonard. And Smith subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Indiana's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Curry against Murray. Anthony right side. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Anthony's got 6.
You know, that's one thing Melo has always been able to do. Use his strength to overpower you and get the advantage.
Floats it up for Cousins, and Cousins throws it down.
What is better as an alley-oop partner than a man with great length and great hands? Go to work, DeMarcus.
This is it to Carmelo. J.R. Smith on the wing. Good D by Thompson. And so it's Thompson with it. He'll bring it up for the Kings. Here's Cousins. The basket good off the assist from Smith. And it's 13 points here for Cousins.
You want to talk about a perfect performance? He hasn't missed a shot all night. Incredible.
Curry against Murray. And here is Curry. Hope they get it back.
Wow, just getting all the love right now, it seems. Good bounce.
And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for the Sacramento Kings. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Dude, wala. Nothing na yan. Ay. Oo nga, hindi nilagay sa rep eh.
And let's listen in on what Nate McMillan had to say to his team.
Okay, you gotta win this quarter. Listen, defend without fouling early. Okay, defend without fouling early.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Sacramento's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. On the court right now for the Kings, Jared Allen is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then there's DeJounte Murray. Then there's Buddy Hield, and it's Russell in at the shooting guard. Sabonis, the pass to Smith. Anthony on the wing. Knocks it loose. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. That's all right. This is going to come out of the blue here. You have to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane. Which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is, it feels to me in the last couple of years, there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game, but because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
There's Russell with the three.
The hustle, the energy. Andre Robertson gives it to you on the defensive end every single night.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Smith kicks to Robertson. Sabonis trying to get open. And the three off target. Sacramento's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Hield the pass to Horford.
I'll tell you, for all the intangibles that Al Horford brings to the table every night, the leadership, there is such a humble, authentic, unselfish nature that I think sets the tone for the whole team.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Al Horford.
When you think about Al Horford, you think about a guy who entered the league with a maturity beyond his years. And now consider, guys, we've been talking about high-level play for over a decade in the NBA. What a career.
And he can't hit the second. The Pacers shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. No one near Smith as he lets it go. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game. And the veteran leader, Al Horford, a calm, quiet locker room presence, Doris, but
so coveted.
We're real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Anthony, the stupendous finish in traffic.
You know, it just doesn't seem to bother him. Melo is able to maintain his focus when he's attacking the basket. It's almost like the defense wasn't even there.
Pass to Heel. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest successor, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball, play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
Here's Markkanen, and it's sent back by Allen.
Jared Allen, twice on the pipe, send it back, young sir.
He kicks to Horford. And stolen by Robertson. And here we go with Anthony running it up the court. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
You know, no surprise to see the hoop and the harm. Melo with the beautiful touch.
Drew Holiday checked in for the Kings.
Kakasya na pala eh. Ano? Kakasya na. 30.
Lumabas ba tayo na? Lumabas na yan, no?
That free throw good from Anthony. Of course, you and I were just talking about something Commissioner Silver said the other day about a proposed mid-season tournament. What do you think?
Well, I certainly think if they do move to a mid-season tournament, it's going to have real value for it to matter. To get the fans engaged, something has to be on the line. So, number one, you obviously you're going to have two goals. Instead of one championship, maybe you want to win that mid-season tournament too.
Robertson with it. Russell's there. And the call against Horford. And it's his first foul of the game. In basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So, with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see, the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see. No doubt.
Really starting to attack on the interior. He is showing a much more physical presence here in the second half.
Well, D'Angelo Russell is one of the best mid-range scorers you'll see. He's got the floater game, the pull-up game, and with his arsenal, he can get a shot at any time.
And there's the pass to Anthony. To the paint. Here's Sabonis. Here's Markkanen. That one, no good. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. Down low. And then Allen slams it in.
Well, this guy has got tremendous length and hops. Jared Allen takes it easy.
You know, Doris, another thing about D'Angelo Russell, he's not afraid of a big moment.
Kevin, he has proven that he is willing to take and make big shots. He doesn't necessarily beat you with tremendous athleticism, but it's his basketball skill that sets him apart.
Holiday with the three. It doesn't go for him.
Well, this has not been his finest hour, but give your teammates some credit for doing the job of stepping in.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. You know, Horace, you and I love history. And we were talking today about Bill Russell and his 11th championship ring. Anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, number one, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure, but it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the King. Heel dishes to Russell. Back to Heel. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really, for a long time, the specter hanging over Buddy Hield was he's the player who was traded for DeMarcus Cousins. Hard billing to live up to, but he has made some giant leaps with this development.
2 shots.
And Hield has slowly but surely turned himself into one of the elite shooters in the NBA.
And guys, to be as locked in as he is from deep with his height and release is deadly. He's the kind of player who gets better as his teammates get better around him, and he is just now finding his stride.
And that one misses.
We all know Hield can shoot it, but for him to get better, he's got to keep adding different dimensions to his game.
Good on the second free throw. Russ, do you have high hopes for the new draft lottery system to keep every team competitive to the very end of the season?
Well, one of the keys in implementing this new draft lottery system was to make sure that the bottom 3 teams were given equal opportunity to get that top draft choice. I think you did see it have some effect on play and teams trying to be competitive while understanding they're still going to have an opportunity to build their team through the draft. But here's the reality. The NBA has got to be under review constantly. There's a process in play. It's one of the most proactive leagues in the country in terms of always looking for little things to make sure their game is the best it can be.
Attention to detail. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
This guy's a shifty player now. D'Angelo Russell adept at using various speeds to keep defenders off balance.
And he knocks down the first one. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Well, D'Angelo Russell is a dynamic scorer in the NBA. He's got a unique skill set at the position. The key is he's got to continue to grow as a decision maker.
Outside Anthony. Markkanen kicks to Anthony. Clock at 6. With the shot. Rebound by Drew Holiday.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
Here's Russell. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. The rest of you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have 2 candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too, and what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made, and I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And for a player that didn't come in with a lot of fanfare to the NBA, Markkanen is one of the top young players in the league.
Yeah, call him the marksman or the finisher. Call him Larry bird, if you like. Fantastic stretch forward. He showed he could be a focal point of an offense, can play with an edge as well, and is just scratching the surface of his potential.
Hield outside. Drains the three-pointer. Hield's got 4 points this quarter.
And what a half for this offense. If they can stay this high, a great chance to extend this lead.
White the pass to Carmelo. Again, Indiana.
You know, that's what he does so well, and why Melo is such a reliable scorer.
For Sacramento, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Now, here is Holiday. Dwyer, when you look at draft eligibility requirements, it is a very fluid topic with a lot of different ways it can go, a lot of moving parts. Where do you stand?
I'll tell you the truth, Kevin. I'm conflicted about this because I believe there is real value to the college experience. There's high-level coaching across the game at the collegiate level, but I also believe that young men who have talent should be able to, when they are eligible, decide when they want to become professionals. So, listen, I'm sort of in the middle. There are legitimate arguments to be had for both sides. What I hope, regardless, is we get the best players in the league, and that's certainly going to happen whenever it happens.
Now, here's Robertson, guarded by Holiday. Robertson can't hit. The Kings have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth. Right around 46-47%. Hield with it. Now Anthony defending.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
His production has been unbelievable. A testament to how much he cares about his craft.
White against Holiday. Outside White. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
Pass to Holiday. To the left wing. Also with a wide open look. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got 13 rebounds in the game. Last evening. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Hiring college basketball coaches has been kind of hit or miss, Doris. Why do you think that's so?
Well, obviously, coaching in college and coaching in the NBA are drastically different things. As a college coach, you've got to be concerned about the eligibility of your young men. You've got to be recruiting the next crop, even while you're coaching your current group and your current roster. In the NBA, you get to focus exclusively on coaching. You're not talking about recruiting. You're not having to deal with anything other than grown men who have a desire for greatness in the NBA. And I think so much of it doesn't necessarily mean success or failure whether you come from college or not. Success in the NBA is a multifaceted proposition. So I don't necessarily define it as, oh, this guy came from college, this guy came from the European leagues, this guy has been an NBA assistant. So many things go into it, Kev.
That one is no good.
Well, an elite perimeter defender, Andre Robertson uses that impressive length to bother players. What a solid role player this guy has become.
Passes it to Horford. Over Sabonis. And good. The friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Horford's got 5 points now this quarter.
Slow rotation there defensively, and he gets a wide open look from mid-range.
And I'll tell you, you look up at the scoreboard, that's correct. They have a big lead for a reason.
Here's White. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Allen's got 9 rebounds now tonight. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Russell with it. From deep. It's rebounded by Robertson.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Kings.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Ben Simmons.
Well, unselfish basketball. His ability to create for others has been the story of this game.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
15 pounds. Taking 2 shots.
Agent na tayo siya, di ba? Okay pa rin siya. Kami lang yan.
Years na yata hindi naglalaro. Pero yung injury naman niya talaga. Di ba na-point yung mga yun? Sabi ko lang ito.
That free throw, no good. Williamson is checked in for Lauri Markkinen.
Ang ganda ng girlfriend mo. Robertson. Si Denisa, right?
Yung ano, yung...
Basketball niya na babae.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Sacramento Kings. Pass to Hield. Sacramento moving it around. High post Allen. And it's Russell in the corner. Hits the three-point bomb.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
Well, for all intents and purposes, this game is over. Just a matter of time here.
Here's Anthony. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
You know, you have to like the activity from your superstar. Anthony staying involved even off the basketball.
Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
Also looking it over. And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one.